Hello everyone. Hope you are doing good. Welcome to study room. So today we'll be continuing with the very first chapter, crop production and management. So in the last video we left our topic with agriculture practices. So in agriculture practices there are several other practices which includes preparation of soil, sowing, irrigation practices, and harvesting. So there are several agriculture practices. So today we'll be talking about preparation of soil. So let's move ahead. Importance of preparation of soil. Why do we have to prepare soil? Because soil is already there. It has everything we need. We just need to sow our seeds and water it. No, soil should have everything. It should have water, it should be loosened, and it should have enough soil nutrients to support the growth of healthy plants. So preparation of soil first is the first step before growing a crop. So what we need to do? We have to prepare a soil first before starting with the growing of our crops. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. So here you can see I have reflected this point, loosening. So loosening of soil is very important. If our soil is not loose, then the crop which we are trying to grow will not give us healthy and fruitful products or produce. So this allows the root to penetrate deep into the soil. So if our soil, for example, this is our soil particles, so these are very tightly packed, so it has no space in it. So the roots of our plants cannot grow in it, and the soil cannot support these. If our soil has enough air space and it is loose, the roots of our plants have enough space to penetrate deep into it and ensure its growth. So the loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily, and even when they go deep into the soil, because it has air. So if the roots go deep, the air will help us in help them in breathing practices. Now I'll be talking about earthworms. So since we discussed the importance of preparation of soils and loosening of soils today, and in the third slide we'll be talking about earthworms, friends of the farmers. So why do we call earthworms friends of the farmers? The loosened soil, the soil which we loosed, or which we escape the soil from the tight position to the loosened position, and the technique by which we lose our soil, we'll be discussing that. It's called plugging. We'll be discussing plugging in the coming slide. So the loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. So loosened soil, first of all, helps our plants to breathe. Second, it ensures the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms, for example earthworms, are friends to the farmers since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. So humus is kind of manure or a nutrient which we add to the soil. So what does earthworm do? It makes soil porous, it adds humus to it, it increases the water holding capacity, and soil is aerated. Aerated means it gets air decomposed in it. It traps the air. So if our soil has air spaces, our plants can breathe easily. And if our plant is breathing easily, then our soil fertility is increasing. So hence we call earthworms the friends of the farmer. Question: why does the loosening of soil allows the roots to breathe easily? Why? Because since the first slide we have been discussing why loosening of soil is important, why earthworms loosens the soil. But why does it important? Because air traps, the roots of the plants penetrate deep into the spaces, the same spaces which air has. The air which is present in the soil has, so it allows them to penetrate into the space in between the soil particle which have air trapped in them. So what does plants have to do with the air? Because plants have to breathe, and by breathing it since it is breathing, hence it will produce more products, more produce. So hence plant has to breathe, and in order to ensure that it is breathing, we have to make our soil loosen. Why the soil needs to be turned and loosened. So uh, this will make this topic very clearer now. So soil contains minerals, water, air and living organisms. Soil खाली मिट्टी नहीं होता, soil में minerals होते हैं, water होता है, air होती है and nutrients होते हैं and organisms होते हैं. Organism for example earthworms. So dead plants and animals. When animals and plants die, we all are made up of carbon, water, or we can say organic material. So when any body, for example plants or animals, die, when they die, they releases nutrients back into the soil, and then soil contains, now soil has nutrients, it is enriched in nutrients. So this particular soil is now will be taken up by other plants. So one plant death or animal death help in ensuring that other plants grow healthily. So dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organism, which releases various nutrients back into the soil. So just like we discussed in this flowchart, dead plants and animals releases nutrients back to the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by the plants, some other plants. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil supports plant growth, turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient rich soil to the top so that plants can use these nutrients. So our soil has several zones, B, C zones, A zones. So when you will be, and the upper layer is called top layer. So when you will be moving ahead in your higher studies, you will be studying this particular diagram, which is called soil horizon. It has uh, different layer of soil. It introduces us to the different layer of the soil. So the roots of our plants cannot escape deep, it cannot go to the B or C zone. So in order, but our nutrients, the nutrients which are which we got back with the dead animals, these are stored here, CBA zones. So our roots cannot, go here. The nutrients has to come up. So in order to bring the nutrients back to the topsoil, we have to loosen it and we have to turn the soil. So hence, in order to ensure the growth of other plants, the soil needs to be turned and loosened by us with the help of various machines. So what is plugging? So the process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or plugging. This is done by using a plug. Plug is a device or a machine equipment. Plugs are made up of wood or iron. So in this particular truck, you can see these iron rods or blades, and it is attached to the truck. So this ensures the loosening or turning of the soil. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plugging. So to ensure that our soil is, moist already, if it is dry, then you have to water it and then you have to till it or turn it. Now we'll be talking about leveling of soil. So we discussed about loosening of soil, and it is done by plugging. So the leveling of field is beneficial for sowing as well as for irrigation. We will be learning about sowing and irrigation in the upcoming video. Leveling of soil is done with the help of leveler. So leveler makes the soil plain. So plain soil level is ensured by leveler. So you can see in this video, the two tires here ensure that our plane is smooth. So we discussed about two techniques, plugging and leveling. Now we'll be talking about agriculture implements. What are other types of agriculture implements? The plugged field may have big clumps of soils. Clumps of soils means bigger particles. Crumbs, we call them crumbs. To ensure that these crumbs are broken into smaller pieces, and to ensure that it breaks down into smaller pieces so that our seeds can be sowed easily and more efficiently. This is done with the help of a tool. The main tools are called plug, hoe and cultivator. We already discussed plug. What is it? Ensures leveling of soil. It ensures leveling of soil. And we'll be discussing about hoe and cultivator in the upcoming slides. What is plug? We already discussed. This is being used. The plug is not a very new technique. It has been used since ancient time for tilling our soil, for leveling it, for adding fertilizer to it, or removing the weeds. So all these type of function is done by plug. This is made up of wood and is drawn by bulls or other animals, horses, camels. So you can see in this picture these are two bulls and the plug is attached to it. So it's a one dimension photo. You cannot see the back side of it, so you can see here. So this device is called plug, and you can see iron plug shaft here. The bigger, longer wooden rod is plug shaft, and this S-shaped structure with a blade is called as plug share. What does plug share? It contains a strong triangular iron strip. So the S-shaped with the iron strip is called plug share, and plug shaft was a long wooden uh, rod. Beam, there is a handle at one of the shaft. The other end is attached to the beam, which is placed on the bull's neck. So in the bull's neck, the beam is attached. So there are three parts of the plug. The indigenous wooden plug is incredibly being replaced by iron plugs nowadays, because we are moving ahead with these techniques, with industrial civilization. So now we have moved ahead from the ancient way of practicing to a new way of practicing. So now everything is being replaced by machines. So now we have developed iron plugs with the new technology. What is hoe? It is a simple tool which is used to remove weeds and it loosens our soil. So the functioning is same. Plugs, hoe, cultivator, it ensures the healthy growth of our plants. So it is simple tool which is used to remove weed. Weed is unwanted outgrowth. We'll be learning about weeds and weedicides in the coming videos. Ungrowth, unwanted growth. So you can write unwanted growth. Avoid this thing. It is unwanted growth, and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod and wood or iron. So you'll see it resembles plug, right? But it is more advanced. So you can see handle here. It's handle. There is a grip to hold it down. There is a beam. It's a bent shape. So now you will see plug share or plug shaft is being replaced by hoe. Right, so this is hoe. And now the cultivator. Nowadays plugging is done by tractor driven cultivator. It's a more advanced technique, more advanced than plug and hoe. So the use of cultivator saves labor and timing. So you can see here now the air plug shaft and plug share are attached with the cultivator. I hope you learned everything today. What is loosening of soil, importance of earthworms, different agriculture implements. In the upcoming video, we'll be talking about sowing and why sowing is important. So see you in the next video.